So, on behalf of Eric and Sarah, and Brad and Lisa and Susie and I would like to thank you all for helping us celebrate Eric and Sarah's wedding. This is a joyous time for us. It's a happy time. It's a good time because this wedding is a good thing. And good things take work. And weddings are a ton of work. And Sarah and the girls have been working so hard these last few months. There's just a million details to pull together. I think Brad and I, our main job is to write out the checks. And weddings are incredibly expensive these days. I mean, it's almost insane, right? 100 years ago, when Susie and I were engaged, my father-in-law jokingly offered us $1,000 if we would go off and elope. And I'll have to confess that that thought has crossed my mind a lot the past couple of months. But I knew that Sarah and her mother wouldn't go for that, so I kept that thought to myself. I'm standing away from my wife right now because I'm expecting her to start poking me any minute here. Last Saturday morning, Sarah and I went out for breakfast. That was a tradition that we started way back when she was a little girl. We would let Mom and Jay sleep in the morning, and we'd take off and go to the local McDonald's. I'd grab the paper and try to sneak in a few lines from the sports section while Sarah was bebopping on the bench next to me. And Sarah just had to move back then, so it was hard to hold her down. Well, we're not holding her down anymore. We're giving her away to Eric, and couldn't be happier. In the Old Testament book of Psalms, King David is reflecting on his life with God. And he says, I gotta think about this now. I'll get it close. I might be a little bit off. He says, the lines have fallen to me in pleasant places. Indeed, my heritage is beautiful to me. God has been so good to us. God has been so faithful to us and so loving to us. I just want to acknowledge that and thank our loving Heavenly Father for that. When I think back on my heritage, I'm thankful for godly parents and godly grandparents that have prayed for these two here even before they were born. They would have so loved to have been here tonight to see this, but they're home in heaven. So, and as I look forward to my heritage, I'm sure that isn't the right word, but there's probably a fancy word for it, but I don't know what it is. We're just really happy to have Eric come join our family. He's so good to Sarah, and so loving to Sarah, and good to us. We feel like we're gaining a new son, and we're happy about it. So, welcome to the family, and once again, thank you all for being here. So, toast to Sarah and Eric.
For those of you who don't know who I am, Amundsen, Eric's younger brother. My closing, my dad. Just like to start off by thanking everyone here for coming out, supporting these two as they start their life together. Also like to thank the Turnlands, Jim and Susie especially, not only for blessing our family with its first girl, which my mom has been ecstatic about, but also for going above and beyond and truly making sure today was a good day, a special day. And for that, I would like to get everyone up and give them a round of applause. That chapel and the construction hall, you can't do much better than that. But we're doing good. I'd also like to give a big thanks to my mother and father for not only making sure each of us here have a cold beverage at our hand, very important, but for showing us each and every day what love and family truly are. Eric, myself, and our younger brother, Matthew, God rest his soul, couldn't have asked for better role models or parents throughout our lives. Absolutely selfless in all that you do. If I turn out to be half the man, or Eric turns out to be half the man our father is, we'll be in a good place, trust me. Now obviously, I'm not much of a speaker. You haven't noticed, I'm sure you can tell, but I even went as far as to telling Eric, he told me I was going to be his best man. You know, I was trying to pawn it off on others, maybe, from Jake, maybe even. But, exactly, right? I just wanted the best for him, and, I was a little nervous about I'd mess something up. But I truly am humbled and wouldn't want anyone else by your side today. I love you, brother. And I have your back no matter what. Same applies to you, Sarah. Anything you need. Love you both. If I could get everyone to raise their glasses, I'd like to make a toast. A very short one. To health, wealth, and happiness, and a long, loving relationship with lots of babies, so I can keep my mother off my back. I saw them,
tonight. Sarah and I have been friends for over 25 years. Probably, yeah, that's a quarter of a century. We're 26 years old, so we pretty much. No, but we grew up just a few streets over from each other, neighbors. We biked and walked thousands of miles probably. Our dogs were even friends. My dog went to her house, ran away from our house, and went to her house one day. Walked right into the garage. Jimmy was in there. So we truly grew up within each other's families, and our parents saw us through the best of times and the times of personal growth over the years. And so I do just want to say thank you first to Jim and Suze for being parents to me, and my parents also, Jan and Craig, for just all of you four have let us grow as friends, and Sarah, and ever since the word, you are my sister. So I'm just so thankful for you. And then in looking back at all the years, there's obviously a lot of stories, and so I can't go into all of them, but there was one time where Susie planned a surprise party for Sarah at the beach. Her birthday's in July, and so we're all there gathered, yelled surprise, and Sarah said, "Oh, what are you guys doing here?" So I just wanted to give you a little bit of grief for that, Sarah, but oh, because I can't keep a secret?
No, Nina was so generous. My mother planned, I think, 5 more surprise birthdays. So Nina would give me the heads up when it was a birthday surprise. Thanks, Dean.
Just there for you, you know. That's awesome. Okay, where's my spot in my head? Okay, so there's also as I've been reflecting, it's been really fun. I've been laughing to myself for like 3 months now at like all these random stories, and the fact that we have so many inside jokes that have spanned decades that we still say on a regular basis and still think are hilarious. I'll just say that Snooki likes high school because he told me so. And that's an inside joke, so we won't get it. And I do want to formally welcome Eric to the Appleby family as well. Shout out to my wife June, Joon, June. We have Henry, our child, silent X, Henri, and of course our beautiful daughter Flower, Phlour. Flower, she's our gem. Henry, that's fine. But our family was born in a taxi cab at a freshman year of college, and like all good things, it started that way. And so Eric, we're gonna welcome you to the Appleby family. We haven't named you yet though, so maybe by the end of the night we'll have that done. Yeah. Just random fun stories. It's been so fun to just think about all these things. I could talk for a lot longer. My husband said I shouldn't, so I will just continue and just say why I love you. There are 3 things that have kind of stood out to the forefront of my mind. One is your sense of humor. She's really sweet and like cute and whatever, but she has these one-liners too, and she keeps me laughing all the time. One time I was in a really reflective mood, and there's a beautiful sunset, and I was just talking about how gorgeous the sunset was. Oh, the sunset's just so beautiful. And Sarah was just deadpan, and I was like, yeah, it reminds me of my face. She's funny. We laughed and laughed and laughed, and so I just want to say that you and your face look more beautiful than 1,000 sunsets tonight, Sarah. So thank you for always keeping me laughing. And the pastor actually spoke a little bit earlier about Sarah living in the moment, and that's one thing that I wanted to highlight with her too, because she has this energy and positivity like nobody else that I know. A good example of this is actually something really simple. I don't even know that you do this, but in the majority of our conversations on the phone, you will end by saying, do you want to hear something funny? And you guys have probably all heard her ask that on the phone too, and then she'll just share something that caught her attention that day, something that she laughed at, and then chose to share with me. And it seems like a simple thing, but it strikes me every time that you are paying attention to the little things in your day and your life, and you share them with other people. And I just think that is such a quality that not a lot of people can say they actually live in the moment that much. So thank you for that. You've got an energy, and Eric, you will probably be going on so many more walks in your lifetime than you ever thought you would as part of your husbandly duties. Because this girl can't sit still. She was bebopping all over the place, and she still is. Except she's kind of like a little kid too, because it's really kind of cute. She'll get really tired, like visibly exhausted all of a sudden, and have to take a little nap, like she says. And then, like 20 minutes later, she's fine. But you just have an energy. You're gonna keep all of us young. So I'm just so thankful for that too. And then finally, Sarah, your faith is something that I have always really admired, and it's something that has been, I think, special to our friendship over the years too. And you have just always had a prayer or Bible verse or just words of encouragement that have left me with this feeling of peace that, you can't get anything better, I think, than in a friend than that. And speaking of Bible verses, I just want to close with one of Grandma Lane's favorite Bible verses. She asked her mom what her favorite were, and Susie said right away, that's this and this. One of them's a whole chapter, so I won't read that one. And I couldn't memorize that anyway, but so I'll say the other one, and it's actually fitting very perfectly for the evening. It is from Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And it is, and in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who are called according to his purpose. And I just look around and I think, this is the good work of God happening right now, and it's just so something to be so grateful for. The two of you, we used to lay at the end of the dock as little kids, talking about our husbands, you know, as girls do, but here we were, and then now here we are, and here you are on this day, and Eric, your strengths, and Sarah, your strengths are just a perfect balance for each other, and I just think you just bring out the best in each other, and you know how to communicate, and you both have super strong ties to family, like just looking around the room, so I think you guys have just the strongest foundation for your marriage, and I could not be happier for the both of you. So Sarah, you are my sister. I love you so much. Let's get this over with and toast the bride and groom.
Check, check. Perfect. I just want to say a couple words about being roped into things. This speech is one of the many. As of 15 minutes ago, I still was not planning on giving a speech, but through the vast manipulation of my family structure, here I am. Thank you. On a more of a serious note, but something I think that really struck me today, I knew in the back of my mind, knowing my family, that I would be roped into something like this. I still prepare for this, just in case they do happen. I was thinking as we were standing up there, I couldn't realize at first why Ave Maria was coming on, and then it kind of struck me as I recognized the voice a little bit more of who it was. And for those of you that didn't read the program, although I'm sure most of you did as you were waiting for it to get over with. Mike Jacobs was an outstanding member of our community that we grew up in, and so he holds a special place in our hearts. And Sarah in particular, I don't know why I remember this, but I do. She had talked about Mike singing at her wedding for a long time, and so Mike could not be with us today as he's passed on. He was with us in another way, and I think about Matt and all the other people that were so special to us, and the way that we had a candle for Matt, and just the way that he continues to burn within our hearts. We're so thankful for Matt. And I worked at Culver's together, by the way. We're friends in high school, but we're so thankful for the little things, and I think just a kind of a testament to just who these two are as a couple, and the way that they've come together and have cherished so many things about other people around them, myself included. When Nina talks about the "I got a funny story for you" thing at the end of every phone conversation, seriously, I'm at work and I have a call. There is someone in a burning building, and you have to tell me a funny story. She's like, "No, it only take like 2 seconds." Okay, fine. But in all seriousness, I think these two just cherish each and every one of you so deeply, and I think it kind of became a little bit evident today with the way that they've honored those who couldn't be with us. And we're so thankful for them, and we want to celebrate them, but just know that for each and every one of you here, that you truly do hold something special to them and to all of us. So just if we could, one final raising of a toast to just the hearts and the compassion that these two have, and may they continue to have it towards one another and pour out towards all of us.
Yeah,